Hey, folks. Good evening. Happy Easter. Good Friday. I hope everybody is doing well today. The reason why I wanted to get on and post a little bit is the simple reason about the Mueller report. I'm actually reading it, and it's very, very interesting that even on I'm up to about page 293 of the report. But throughout the entire document, everything that I have read so far has been in the media. All the accounts, all the accusations, everything has been reported in the media. The works. So I'm thinking to myself, why is the media so bent out of shape over the Mueller report? Because they've been reporting on all this already. Interesting thing. Something else that I was reading on there is a lot of things that brought the Mueller report to fruition was the hacking of the DNC emails, specifically Hillary Clinton's emails and her employees and partners and John Podesta and the likes of them. Something that I've been reading about it, and I can't figure out why this is. Because Comey exonerated Hillary of having an unsecured server in her bathroom that had all this classified top secret information on it. But yet the Mueller report is reporting the GRU and the IRA are Russian institutions that were putting out propaganda on social media such as Facebook and Instagram and these things to disrupt the election. But they didn't say that Trump said that they were disrupting elections, or they didn't even say that Clinton was disrupting the election. They were just buying advertising and doing false protests and campaigns against the election itself. They were actually funding a lot of this stuff. But here's my thing. WikiLeaks has been brought into it 2 or 3 different times, okay, for releasing this information, some of the information. But if Russia is hacking into the Clinton emails, that means they got her information from her server. That means the Clinton Foundation gave Russia top secret classified information about our country. But the Mueller report just touches on this. Right about page 193, they get into the lying of General Flynn and the lying of Papadopoulos, I believe his name was. And they go on for pages about what they knew, and then they caught them restating what they said under federal investigation. That's why they got arrested. That's why they were charged with lying. So far through the entire Mueller report that I've been reading shows absolutely nothing. And it even gives it, It even gives the statements of what constitutes treason. It gives the laws right there. You got to read it. It's on PDF form. Go ahead. You'll see the redactions too. And anybody that is stupid will look at these redactions and say, oh, I don't know what that means. I was reading it and I can tell you what it is. And I'm Mr. Nobody. So it's really, really transparent. It really is. The other side is every politician in Congress can go into a secured room and read the unredacted form. Any one of them can. The problem is they cannot leak it to the press. That's the key there. If they come out of that room after reading the redaction and all of a sudden it gets on CNN, they're in big trouble for releasing classified information. That's why they want it public, because they don't want to be accused of releasing classified information. But if you read the documentation and the way it's flowed, I have to admit, it's one of the easier federal documents that I read or am reading. It doesn't have a lot of legalese, jargon. It's pretty explanatory, laid out pretty well. It's not a great read. It's pretty much he said, she said, they said, she said, and that's all it is. I have yet to see any proven facts in the 293 pages so far of anything. The only thing that they are showing, or even has come to light for me anyway so far, is that the DNC emails and servers were hacked and information was taken from that, presumably by the GRU and the IRA. Both are Russian conspirator things that built on the Steele dossier, that kind of stuff. Nothing. It's really weird, and I can see why people want to take it and say, how did you go here? How did this come about? It's like, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Inception. And they're doing a scene there where they're sitting in a courtyard, and Leonardo DiCaprio says to the girl, he goes, how did we get here? Think about it. How did we get here? She thinks about it a minute, and it's just like a dream. How did you get to that point? Why is it there? Nothing so far in the Muller report that I've read says, oh, this is the reason why we're here. It doesn't even address the FISA courts yet that I've seen. But there's a lot more reading that I got to do. But it doesn't address why they got those FISA reports. Why did somebody come up and say, hey, he's concluding with the Russians, and he's in bed with these guys or doing this? Nothing like that. It's all of a sudden they just started. Say, okay, let's start here and work our way from there and see what we come up with. And I'm telling you what is really interesting. I did not believe any of the news reports that stated that if Mueller knew there was no collusion or obstruction, why he didn't just come out and say it. The other thing that's interesting about it is, now that I'm reading this, I asked that exact same question. Why didn't he just come out and say there's no collusion, there's no obstruction? The other thing that's interesting about it is right now, they're demanding that Mueller go into a council in front of Congress to testify. Why? They were the ones that hired him. They dubbed him the God's gift to investigators, and that whatever he comes up with is going to be in stone. It sort of reminds me of that debate that Megyn Kelly did to Trump. Do you remember this? Will you support the nominee of the primary? Point blank at Trump. Will you back the person that wins the nomination? And Trump said yes, after they put him on the spot. Now he got the nomination and they all went ballistic. Nobody wanted to support him. The exact same thing is happening here with the Mueller report and Mueller. Even Mueller's in on it too, I think. We will support whatever Mueller comes up with. All of a sudden he comes up and says, nope, he's innocent. Everyone's like, no, we're not going to expect that. No, we can't have that. No. Something else happened. It's in the redacted sections. There's something hidden. You're holding back on us. They're not. It's amazing. You guys have got to read this if you have no life. It's just unbelievable what they're doing. All I know is for the next few weeks, we are going to hear nothing but crying, serious crying. They are going to complain. They are going to cry, temper tantrum, jump up and down, cry mommy, do whatever. But one thing they will not do is do the job they were elected to do. Our politicians, both Democrats and Republicans, are wasting serious, valuable time with this crap. One thing I do agree with, think how much Trump could have got accomplished in this country if he hadn't had so much BS coming from all sides. Unbelievable. The man, to me, is ironclad. They have thrown so much shit at him, and he is still standing his ground. If that isn't sheer dedication to this country and a patriot to no end, I don't know what is. I really seriously, honest to God, believe that when Trump's term is over, it will be a very, very long time before we have a president like him again. Even if Pence wins the election after the fact, Pence is a very nice man. He stands strong. But if he's in the wind, he might, I'm not going to say that, he might be strong and have a good backbone. But he doesn't want to hurt his family. Trump's family is very strong. My God, if they ever did that to Obama's family, ooh, hell would have been defrosted or frozen over, either or. It would have came out of the woodwork that way. So anyway, back to the Mueller report. It is unbelievable how much of this report has been litigated in the press over the last 2 years. I swear to God, I'm reading it, and it's like, wait a minute. That's all they talked about for the last 2 years. What are they getting at? What do they want? And it's been said time and again, it doesn't matter. They will never, ever be satisfied. Simple as that. They will not be satisfied. They have the hate Trump syndrome so much. They have not blinders on, they are blinded. They are blinded to what they're doing to this country. They are blinded to what the future holds for us. They are blinded to their own position that they have to stick with. They are just blinded to the sheer freedoms and destruction of this country that they are doing. All I say is, election time is coming, baby, and we better get out there, reelect Trump, and wash them all out of Congress and put all new people in there that will actually fight for the Constitution. Anyway, thank you much for listening. Happy Easter, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Everyone take care. Love yous.